It's recording.
Okay, hi. Hi, my name is Tracy, and I'm here for Fridays with Tracy, and I've included my wonderful son, Glenn, because sometimes he has a better perspective on this than I do, because, well, this is all so new to me. And today's topic is the GLBTQ community, because, well, I'm kind of not a part of it. Well, I'm sort of a peripheral part of it, but I'm the mom. Anyhow, do I feel that T should be included in this? Well, yes, because they're sort of a part of it. I mean, to agree, they're kind of on the outside edge, but also, you know, transsexuals are wanting what every person wants, which is to be accepted for who they are. And whether you're gay or straight or bi, everybody wants to be accepted for who they are, and they should be accepted for who they are. And so, to a degree, they're a part of that community of people who are slightly to the left of center, but I think they should be included. It should be a more inclusive environment, maybe. As far as a hierarchy, I don't really know if there's a hierarchy in community. Maybe you could answer this a little bit more, because, well, you have more gay friends than I do. A little bit of background. I am a very straight, very middle-aged, obviously, white woman. So, you know, I'm kind of windy white bread here in the middle of this whole transgender universe that I found myself thrown into. So I kind of don't know where all this stands. I don't really have I don't have a frame of reference. I don't have anything to compare it to. It's kind of, it's very strange. It's a wide open frontier for me. But, you know, I'm trying to figure it out for the sake of my son, because, well, this hugely impacts his life, and it's very important to him, and because it's important to him, it's important to me. Do I identify with the gay community or the straight community? Well, obviously, I identify with the straight community. I would be really, really straight. I've been married 3 times. I'm to men each time. You know, I'm one of those people that I'm going to keep doing this till I get it right, by God. But, you know, what do you consider yourself? Are you straight? Are you gay? Are you...
Well, I think for all intensive purposes, I am a double-hinged door. I will go with whatever happens to make me happy at the time. You know... Yes, okay. I am one of those permanent residents of Byville. Okay,
well, you know, that's... And, you know, if that makes you happy, that's perfectly fine. Giving me back my lube would be good. I'm just saying. But, you know, not to judge. It's your life. You know, I mean...
But we are participants in monogamy land.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We live there.
Yeah, monogamy land is a good place to be. If I was queer identified, well, I'm not queer identified ever.
Yeah, you don't really have to answer that
Were you queer identified, do you think? No? Not really, not so much. You know, this like I said, this is kind of strange for me, because it doesn't necessarily impact me directly, but on the edges because of him. So, okay, do you think it's more acceptable in the community to be male to female or female to male? I would say female to male, because honestly there's so many gay men, and it seems to be that gay men are more accepted, more mainstream, and Dallas has such a huge gay community. I mean, we are Queerville. We have Oaklawn, Cedar Springs area. We have, you know, drag queens by the hundreds running around down there, and I just think that becoming male is more accepted, just because I don't think society has quite gotten a handle on lesbians. You know, they're like, women are supposed to be feminine, and that completely blows the accepted stereotype, if you will, out the window. So I think that men are just, from my point of view, I could be wrong, but, you know, that's my thought.
I'll totally disagree with you on that.
Okay.
You know, I know that being a trans man in certain parts of the country can be really difficult if you have a particularly large conservative lesbian population, because there are a number of very outspoken and very conservative, as conservative as someone of that mind can be.
Unfortunately, where we're at, there's no conservatives lesbians. They're just conservatives. We are the belt. We are the buckle of the Bible Belt here.
But, you know, there are a lot of quote-unquote conservative feminist lesbians who believe that being a trans man just means that you can't handle being a lesbian in a man's world. But I also think that, you know, it's easier to get by being a male to female in the Dallas area because we have such a large drag queen population here. So it's easier to sort of blend in as, you know, nobody's going to look at you funny if it's still obvious that you're a man in a dress, because there's such a big drag community here.
So you're saying they're all blended drag queens?
No, I'm just saying that, you know, that part early in transition where you really are still recognizable as a man in a dress, you can get away with in the Oaklawn area. You can get away with that in the gay areas of Dallas.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So how do people in our area feel about transgendered people? How do I know? Well, I don't really know, but that's why he's here, because he would be one of those people. I don't belong to any groups that, you know, have any sort of affiliation one way or the other, but you do. You do belong to some gay groups. So
pride groups.
Yeah, pride groups. So you probably have a better take on this than I do.
Well, I think Dallas is kind of stuck being okay with it, or at least, you know, not being really raunchily against it, because we have such a huge GLBT community. As far as at the University of Texas at Dallas, we have you know, I'm sure a fairly large GLBTQ community, just because it's, you know, it's a university and it's in Dallas, but, you know, the community that actually gets together is fairly small. And as Amber said in her video earlier in the week, it is mostly gay men, but there are several trans men on the campus. So,
and to me, I think of Dallas as being sort of a tightly wound, you know, tightly laced group of people. I mean, I don't think of them as necessarily being very accepting at all. Every once in a while, you'll see a TV preacher on, and they're just bashing everybody who's gay or the least little bit different, and saying they're all going to go to hell. And I'm just like, you know, you're going to be so surprised when you die and St. Peter is standing there in a pair of kitten heels and a pink feather boa. You're going to be so fucking surprised. You are going to be so surprised when he says, "Okay, ladies, over here." Yes.
I can definitely agree with you on that front. You know, even at UTD we have, you know, homage consists of, well, it's Pride at UTD now, but, I mean, we consist of 10 to 15 people on a regular meeting night, whereas there are, I believe, 6 Christian-affiliated groups on campus that are in your face all the time. They stole our billboard. They stole our board in the SU. I'm still really mad about that.
I think you're running out of time, Tracy.
Okay, well, anyhow, we're going to wrap this up because, you know, once again, we've got, you know, my point of view is, you know, a very, very straight person who really doesn't know a whole lot about this, but I'm learning, and I'm trying to wrap my head around this sometimes, because I don't always know where I'm going with this or what I'm doing, but I'm working really hard, and hopefully this will give you some insight on the non-partner, you know, the parent point of view. Anyhow, this is Fridays with Tracy. Thanks. This is my name's Tracy, and we're here for Fridays with Tracy. And I included my wonderful son Glenn because, well, sometimes I don't have a good perspective on all this because, well, this is so new to me. But he's here for moral and well, other support in case I have a question. But today's topic is.
Today's topic is sneezing by Tracy.
Okay. Today's topic is